I have a real estate team, mortgage company. I have different businesses that I run, and I personally build those teams of people. And based off of my experience in going to a bunch of seminars and educating myself and reading books like The Platinum Rule. And it shows me how to build these teams. And since at a young age, doing Ice Ice Baby, 16 years old, I had to have a team that I didn't know how to build. But I saw people that that were friends of mine, I put them in positions that they didn't really perform too good. They didn't like the position. It wasn't something they enjoyed doing, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't come out it was a disaster. So I read this book called The Platinum Rule, which tells you that there's thinkers, there's relators, and there's socializers, and there's directors. And once you know that there's 4 types of people, that's how you build your teams to be successful. And you're never going to do it on your own because you need all 4 ingredients, and you're only one. So I'm the director. Wes Kane would be a socializer because he's loud and can walk in a room. He likes all the attention. He'd be a good salesman job, somebody you'd want out there in the front to get the attention, to get that, funnel that traffic in. And then once it's in, you couldn't give them to Wes because then you need somebody behind the computer. You need somebody that can handle the cubicle job. Those are your thinkers and your relators. They love being organized paperwork. They love being on the computer, and they don't really particularly like, going in big crowds of people like the socializer and the director would. And you need to strategically know how to place the type of person in the right position. And once you do, you can become very successful at anything by building these very efficient teams. And I've done it with real estate, I've done it with finance, I've done it with touring, and it works. And it's a very fun book. Check it out, Platinum Rule. You'll love it.
Yeah.
And you'll understand who you're talking to in 4 seconds. Like I can tell you right now, he's a relator. You're a relator thinker because you're relating and you're thinking and you're doing that. A lot of thinkers don't really care about being famous or anything. They're kind of introverted, but they're not talkative. They're sitting in the back of the room and everybody's wondering what they're thinking, but they won't say anything. Those are your thinkers, and those are the ones that orchestrate everything behind the scenes, man. I'm telling you, you need those people in your camp. So it's funny how you start to look at people, but then you'll start thinking, wow, if I had you for this job,
Dude, I don't mean to make this about me because it's not about me, but you just literally described in a much better way what I tell all the people that I deal with, and that's I collect human beings. Like, that's all I do. I go and I meet somebody, I find out what I need to know about them, I figure out what they're good at, and then if something comes up in my path that I can put them in front of, that's what I do.
You remember it, and you're like, I got somebody for this position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
And it's not always going to be your best friend or something. You got to look at how the person is.
I recommended somebody 2 days ago that I can't fucking stand as a human being.
I tell my girl Angela, she's been with me for 17 years. And she loves she keeps the office so organized and all the paperwork is so perfect. And she can show you everything and type like that. And everything's computer and organized and filed. And it's just like, I could never do that. And I was like, God, I'm so glad I have you. You're so incredible at what you do. And then she's like, I don't know how you get out there with all those people. And it's hot out there and you're doing construction. And how do you dance on stage? She could never do that. Never would. I knew that she was the good one for that job. I put her in that position, and that's what helps me be more efficient at what I do.
I came in, like I said, I don't start these with a bunch of loaded questions, but I had some definite points that I wanted to hit with you, and none of them matter. That was the most insightful thing I've ever heard in my life.